Next week, Frank Stovall turns 103. The retired Lockheed engineer has until recently been a lifelong Atlantan, is a veteran of two wars, and is old enough to remember when Republicans were rare in Georgia. Well, yes. I think they're both healthy, Stovall said, when asked at the church at Wukat in Buckhead about the mental fitness for office of President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump. I'm a Republican, but I'm not going to vote for Trump if I can help it. I hate to say this, but I think he was a traitor to the country on January 6, Biden. I've been really impressed with him on everything except the border thing, but yeah, I think Biden is a good man. If he got mental lapses, goodness, most of us do when you get a few years on you. Buckhead, an affluent neighborhood of Atlanta, is split between Republicans and Democrats. Georgia is often described as a politically purple state, with strong Democrats and strong Republicans competing to be seen in nearly equal numbers. Those spaces where they cohabitate are scarce. When a special prosecutor at the Department of Justice released a report last week alleging striking gaps in Biden's memory and mental accuracy, political pundits jumped to assess how the issue of age will affect the American presidential election in places like this. But in the US, broad opinions matter much less than those of the relatively small number of persuadable voters. Basically, you're catering to 1 million voters in a few states, said Clarence Blaylock, a political consultant in Georgia, who is competing in the Democratic primary to challenge Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. The average age of voters tends to be older than the general public, he said, and any strategy questioning the competence of the president or Donald Trump due to age may backfire. They may feel insulted by it. I don't think it's a good strategy. Certainly, many on the right saw in the report's accusations a confirmation of what they already believe about Biden, that he is largely a figurehead, with decisions being made by others. I feel sorry for him, said Chris Swindle, 68, a self-described libertarian from Marietta. He comes out, and he's not running the country. The people in the background are running the country, but few will flip their votes over the age issue, Blaylock said. He noted that most partisans have already decided to overlook the flaws of their own candidates. One of those is Jimmy Bennett, 67, a staunch Republican and Trump voter. Listen, we know a lot of older people that are on the money with their mindset, said Bennett over a slice of pie at Matthew's cafeteria in politically ecumenical Tucker, Georgia. But if they start making these crazy decisions and start doing things way off, and then you can see the degrade, then that's the time to step in. Only about 10% of voters in Georgia consider changing their votes for any reason at all, and no matter who is running. In 2022, despite the threats of defection by stalwart Trump supporters, to Republican Governor Brian Kemp defeated Democrat Stacey Abrams by about 300,000 votes out of roughly 4 million ballots. But on the same day, Democrat Senator Raphael Warnock beat his Republican challenger, Herschel Walker, by about 40,000 votes and later won a runoff by about 100,000. We're never going to have a 60-40 election, said Brian Robinson, a Republican strategist and political commentator here. We wouldn't have a 60-40 election if Biden died and people were voting for a dead person. Nonetheless, the age issue is top of mind for Americans of both parties, he said, consistently ranking along with immigration and the economy as the main concerns voters express. In that regard, the special prosecutor's report was a blow to the Biden campaign. Democrats are hoping that independent voters are coming to Biden because they don't like Trump. The age issue nullifies some of that Democratic advantage, Robinson said. The Biden campaign has, in some way, to provide optics that he's healthy mentally and physically, and that's a risk.